Morning, Sam. So, we're playing with Allie's Winter Moon combo deck this morning because so many people have been playing clunky mid-range decks like the one my opponent's playing. They're playing the Uzu, whatever it's called, deck from the CCS. The format's been slowing down a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and peek now, so that way I can champ power these two cards back into my deck. Yep. Morning AML. Put these back in. Change Course is great in this deck because it lets us set up more champion activation sooner. Underworld Crusader has +2 toughness, sure. Yeah, this deck seems well positioned for what people are trying to do right now. People are kind of sick of playing with and against Angus, so I think they're kind of cooling it on that. We kind of have a board plan for the Angus matchup. It's not great, but it exists. So what I'm doing over here is I'm counting the number of wild shards we've pulled out of our deck. So I know when these Chlorophyllias aren't going to be good anymore. Because when you're comboing, losing track of how much you're going to be able to ramp is a big deal. Hey, Trax. This deck has some Verdict of the Ancient Kings post board, but I think this matchup's still pretty good. I beat it twice yesterday. Sure, you have a 3-3. It's like, these are two cards the Kagalichu deck is terrified doesn't like to play against, and we just don't care. I need to develop a little bit of velocity here. Would like to find a Zodiac Divination or an Oracle Song. Got a lot of acceleration this game and not a whole lot else going on here. I'm going to go ahead and put these two back in the deck. So Wintermund is a champion that sees a ton of play. What I'm doing here when I activate my champion is for 2 charges, it takes 2 cards from my discard pile and puts them back into my deck and adds a line of text to them when you play this draw card. So I'm actually going to Lullaby here a little bit early because, 1, I want to get this shuffled back into my deck, and 2, they play Midnight Paladin in their deck, so one of the things you want to make sure of is that you don't get burned out by these guys. Hey, look, that's actually a great draw, because we can... yeah, let's put these in my deck, that's fine. And then Chimes of the Zodiac says whenever you play an action, copy it. So we're going to go ahead and play Chimes here, and then we'll play this Mastery of Time, and we'll take 2 extra turns here, which unfortunately we don't have a lot going on, but hopefully we draw some action here. Hey, alright, peak, so we get 2 peaks because of this Chimes of the Zodiac. We might just get to combo off here. Happy to grab a Zodiac Divination. Yeah, that should. We got another turn in the bank still. I'll grab this Mastery of Time as well. Okay, so we should win the game from here. So we're going to Zodiac Divination and draw 6 cards. And Zodiac Divination says any of the cards you draw, they cost 1 less. So we're going to go ahead and play this Syzygy that says whenever you play an action, all of your other actions with the same name in all zones cost 1 less. So this Chlorophyllia is going to make this Chlorophyllia free. So these are going to pull 2 wild shards out of our deck here, which should mean there's 1 wild shard left, I believe. So let's go ahead and cast this. Yeah, so that second one didn't get anything. I'm going to play this one. It doesn't get any things, but it was free, and it draws a card when we play it. And go ahead and Mastery of Time and put 2 more turns on the stack. Let's Oracle Song here. We'll draw 4 cards. Play this shard out. I'll go ahead and use my champion power and put... I'm going to put these peaks back into my deck, actually. They're basically Demonic Tutor at this point in the game. So we got a bunch of extra turns in the bank from the Mastery of Time. So this turn, I'm going to go ahead and cast this Wellspring for 8, which is going to copy. So we're just going to gain 16 more resources here. So basically just have all of the resources we could ever want. And then we have another turn after this one, and we'll play this Mastery of Time and take 2 more turns, and then eventually we're going to... How we win the game is we loop through our deck, and we use the card Scheme to create copies of Zodiac Divination, and we actually Zodiac Divination our opponent out of the game. We make them draw out their entire deck. It's really obnoxious. Like there's 0 actual win conditions because your win condition is Zodiac Divination. So like there's like 0 fluff in your deck basically. I'm gonna put these Zodiac Divinations back into my deck here. I'll play this resource out. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass the turn here so we can get the Sight of the Sun going. So we Mastery of Time, which copies here. Like our casual 26 wild thresholds. Alright, and then we play the Zodiac Divination. And just in case all these resources we have weren't enough, the Sight of the Sun can activate to give us all of our resources back, basically. Alright, so now we can hopefully play this and then peek into our scheme. There's another Syzygy. Yeah, I'm going to take a peek here. We're basically just looking for our scheme at this point. Yeah, I'll take another Mastery of Time. That should give more than enough turns. So I'll play another Syzygy out. Might as well. Is there a peek in here? Yep, I'll go ahead and peek again. Take a free peek. And these Syzygies are making all of our peeks free, basically. Alright, I'll take an Arcane Focus. At a certain point, we'll find our scheme. Looking for my scheme, looking for my scheme. There's my scheme. So what scheme does is, I'm going to make sure, I'm going to put Zodiac Divination into my deck just so we have a target for it guaranteed. And what scheme does is, where'd it go? Scheme chooses an action in our deck and then creates 4 copies of it. So this is going to put a bunch of Zodiac Divinations in our deck. So we can then make sure that we have enough to... So we just put 8 Zodiac Divinations in our deck, and each Zodiac Divination makes a person draw 6 cards, basically. So 8 times 6 is 48, so we have enough Zodiac Divinations in there to make them draw out. So I'm just going to go ahead and Arcane Focus a bunch here and just grab a bunch of Zodiac Divinations. And then when we have a bunch of Zodiac Divinations in our hand, we will go ahead and just Zodiac Divination our opponent out of the game. None of these cards... Some of these Zodiac Divinations cost resources, but as we play them, they're going to make every other Zodiac Divination in our hand and deck cost 2 less because of the Syzygies in play. I'm not feeling 100% today, but I'm feeling a good bit better. So we'll start Zodiac Divinationing them, and we'll target them with the copies. So now all of our Zodiac Divinations are going to be free for the rest of the game. And if anything were to go wrong here somehow, we have 2 extra turns in the bank here, so... And we just keep casting these Zodiac Divinations. We're we're such a good guy. Look at all these cards we're giving our opponent. Who doesn't love to draw cards? And remember, in Hex, when you go to draw a card but don't have a card in your deck, you lose the game, so they're not even going to have to wait till their turn. They're going to lose the game right here, right away. What have I done wrong since you see fit to put me into this hell? My opponent just asked. Get a quick screenshot of that one. And then against non-Angus decks, you literally just don't reserves. So I'm just gonna hit save. We have 15 cards in our board here for the Angus matchup. Hashtag milled. Technically, we didn't mill them. They drew out. We drew them all of those cards. We're very generous. I sent that screenshot to Allie. I was like, Allie will enjoy this. Sometimes, so I'm only... Allie didn't like his sideboard, so I'm trying different things on the board to try and help beat the Angus matchup. And then the main deck I'm playing is 1 card different than Allie's. I cut the 4th Syzygy for the 4th Zodiac Divination because 4 Syzygies seem clunky. This deck is hilarious. I have no idea what the range of keepable hands look like in this deck, so I'm going to keep this, I guess. How long am I planning to stream for today? No, I'm not sure. Probably not too terribly long. I was going to hop onto ladder anyway, so I figured I might as well play some. Chlorophyllia is a great draw here. And again, I'm going to keep track of how many wild shards I've played out of my deck, so I know when my Chlorophyllias are going to be dead. So I played 1 from my hand, and Chlorophyllia just took 1 out of my deck, so that's 2. When you activate your champion power, you usually want to make sure you're putting 2 cards back into your deck, so I'm not going to activate my champion power this turn. He just asked how many people concede after the 4th Master, and I was like, not enough of them. I'll put these 2 cards back in my deck. Pass the turn here. Opponent missed their 3rd shard drop. That's not good for them. So I have played out 2 wild shards. That's awesome, Lanzer. Yeah, I really like the Pokemon TCG. It's a lot of fun. Hey, another Peak. So let's play out a Sapphire Threshold, because Peak looks at the top number of cards of our deck equal to the number of Sapphire Thresholds we have. So let's look at the top 3. I think I'm going to scheme here first, though. I'm going to go ahead and scheme. When you can scheme early and tag Mastery of Time, it's usually pretty good. So now there's 8 Mastery of Times in our deck. Want another Ziggy or a Wellspring? I kind of like grabbing a Wellspring here. And then I peeked there at basic speed so I could activate my champion power, put these back in. Folks asking about Magic's standard format. I really don't have any incentive or desire to work on it, even with the bans. I just don't have any events coming up that I want to play in. So, sorry about that if you were hoping to see that out of me, but I am not going to be playing that anytime soon. See, this is a mistake on my opponent's part. They should have regemmed in between boards here and almost certainly put speed in this unless they put speed in something else. Happy to grab a Mastery of Time here since we have a Chimes of the Zodiac in our hand already. Am I playing Wellspring or this here? So if I Wellspring, I'll Wellspring up to... Yeah, that seems fine. I'm just going to Wellspring up to 9 here. And then we can champ power and put Peak plus Wellspring back in my deck. So we're taking 5 here.
Play with these traits.
An Oracle Song first here and see what we get. Alright, another Syzygy's pretty good, so we'll play that out. It's another Wild Shard. We'll play out this. And then we'll play this Mastery of Time, I think, here. Get another turn. He could have Verdict of the Ancient Kings post-board, so that's something I need to be aware of. Alright, I think we're just going to jam the Chimes since we have another Mastery here. We can also champ power the Chimes right back into our deck if they have a Verdict for it. Okay, that's why they kept their hand. They kept their hand because they had a Verdict in it. So let's go ahead and put these back into our deck. And play this Mastery of Time out. Start with Peak. Look at our top 5. Happy to take another Mastery of Time here. Go ahead and Zodiac Divination. And remember, we put a bunch of extra Mastery of Times in our deck, so... Yep, let's Zodiac Divination first here, and then we can peek and figure out what we want. So that's... I think this is our last Chlorophyllia. So let's go ahead and Oracle Song again here. Sight of the Sun's pretty good. Let's do that and then play this Mastery of the Timeout, and then that'll give us a lot more resources for next turn. I'm going to put this Peak and this Zodiac Divination back in my deck. This is free. Let's find out if there's another Wild Shard in our deck. There is. There is. Okay, sweet. Start on Arcane Focus, see what we find. Grab a Change Course. Basically just looking for... Well, yeah, I'm going to take the Oracle Song, actually. We're looking for the... looking for our Chimes at this point. Are we out of Wild Shards yet? We are out of Wild Shards. Alright, Peak. Grab Zodiac Divination because it keeps our velocity going. Play Zodiac Divination, draw a bunch of cards. Alright, play Change Course. Play Scheme. We're kind of playing Storm. You're not wrong. Alright, sweet. And then we just hit the Chimes of the Zodiac here, so let's grab this Zodiac Divination. Play this again. Do you have another counter? He does not have another counter. Okay, let's replenish our resources. Zodiac Divination. Alright, and then our opponent's probably not going to get another turn. I wonder if they'll concede this time around. So, this Chimes of the Zodiac doubles all of our... GG's opponent. So, story's going to be the same as last time. They're going to take a bunch of turns, and then we're going to cycle our Scheme back into our deck, and our Scheme's going to copy our Zodiac Divination, and eventually we'll draw our entire deck, and then Zodiac Divination our opponent out of the game. So they deck out. Alright. Next win puts us into Cosmic. That would be great. Still haven't managed to break into Cosmic for the season. Had a lot of other stuff going. And I'm Silver 2 in Limited. I've been drafting more. It's not quite as clean as a Tendrils kill, but yeah, it's kind of an infinite. It's an infinite turns deck that has a combo finish. You can technically take an unlimited number of turns. If you're newer to Hex, a couple people mentioned that they're from Magic or Pokemon. You can check out this article is pretty good. It talks about some of the differences, compares Hex to Magic if you're familiar with that. It's not too doesn't take too long to click through. If you're playing the rest of the match at a reasonable pace, like most matches of Hex, I think I finished with 15 plus minutes on the clock, so like you just burn some of that extra time that you normally have. No, it's theoretically infinite with Scheme. You can theoretically go infinite with Schemes and the champion power. Although I guess your limit is charges. It's a large finite number. Here you go. How is the limited format in Hex? There's there's three primary forms of limited. There's draft gauntlets, which you queue into a draft with 8 people, and you draft like you do traditionally in Magic, where you draft a table with 8 people, and then you build your decks, and you don't necessarily play against your pod. You play against just other people in the draft that have also drafted decks in a similar format. And then there's a traditional sealed format where you get just 6 packs and you build a 40-card deck. And then there's also what they call evolving or evo sealed, where you get 2 packs to start along with a bunch of extra commons and uncommons, and you build a 40-card deck. And as you win games, you get extra packs to add to your evolving deck. Go ahead and grab that. Slow queue this morning. It's fine. I mean, that took less than 5 minutes. We're such a want it now generation. Just like waiting more than 30 seconds is a slow queue time. I remember when I streamed Magic on the regular, we would often wait 10 plus minutes for a legacy match to queue. Sight of the Sun's actually a decent pickup here because their deck doesn't have a ton of removal in it, usually just some Carnasaurs. Opponent's playing a wild, aggressive deck. I played the Peak there just to cycle it, basically, just like grab the top card off my deck because, again, I wanted to start activating my Winter Moon power for 2 cards as soon as possible. Yeah, it's basically Magic for the 21st century snakes. Oh, they're playing the red splash, the ruby splash. Okay, sweet. Okay, so we're going to play Sight of the Sun next turn, and hopefully we don't die. They're playing kind of a combo-esque deck, not a straight aggressive deck. The Sight of the Sun, if they're playing my configuration of this deck that I played a while back, I don't think they have any removal in the main deck. They might have burns. I forget what we played. So Sight of the Sun here, we can exhaust to replenish our resources, and we gain 1 life for each resource replenished that way. So basically it doubles our resources every turn. I guess generation's the wrong term. We're a want it now society. Generation, I guess, implies age. I was more talking about just everything as a whole. Actually, I'm going to activate this now and peak now. So again, I can activate my champion power, put these 2 cards back into my deck. Another Lullaby is actually pretty decent here because our opponent's playing an aggressive deck. So these Lullabies are basically the same as Mastery of Time. They're just going to like fog my opponent through a turn. So this Rune Reviver Fent deals double damage, and it gets bigger every time my opponent puts a troop into play. And that puts 3 troops into play. So this deals double damage. This is attacking for 12, 14 right now. I think I'm just going to Lullaby this turn while I have the resources up. It also reverts this, which puts it back to its base state of a 3-2. I go ahead and Zodiac Divination here. The Sight of the Sun is so good when it goes unanswered. Activate this. Play Chlorophyllia to accelerate. That gives me a charge, so I can activate my champion power. I'm going to put Zodiac Divination and Lullaby back into my deck, I think. Get an Arcane Focus here, see what we find. There's a Lullaby that draws a card, sounds good. I could Mastery of Time here, but I kind of want to hold that until I have a few more resources so I can do more with the extra turn that I'm taking. Alright, black belt. Almost certainly just Lullabying again this turn. So Wild Growth gave this plus power, and these Falcons have the same power as their master. So, attacking for what looks to be lethal here again, but we get to Lullaby them, so... Look, we drew a peak too? Excellent. Syzygy's a good draw. If we find, we're looking for Chimes of the Zodiac at this point. How does this deck win? Zodiac Divination is our win condition. If you came in late, this is our second game here with it today. If you came in a little bit late, you'll get to see it go off here, hopefully. It looks like we're winning this game. We have to get pretty unfortunate to not win this one, actually. Alright, go ahead and change course here. Yeah, Zodiac Divination is our win condition. So we activate this to get all our resources back. We'll go ahead and play this Mastery of Time, and this Syzygy here is hitting over here, because you see my Mastery of Times got cheaper when I played that other one. So now we'll take an extra turn. Play this. Wellspring's an excellent draw here. So Wellspring for XX gives us X resources, so now this gives us +4. They're depleted, but we're able to activate our Sight of the Sun to gain those 12 resources back here. I'm going to go ahead and play this copy of Scheme. Let's just pick an action in our deck. I'm going to pick Mastery of Time. This puts 4 more Mastery of Times in our deck. And then we'll go ahead and play Mastery of Time a couple of times here. We'll play this Zodiac Divination. So our opponent probably won't get another turn here. They said GG. So they might just concede. But if your opponent doesn't actually concede, what happens is you end up just using the card Scheme to create multiple copies of the card Zodiac Divination and put them into our deck. And then what that allows us to do is it allows us to draw up a bunch of copies of Zodiac Divination and then draw our opponent out. Basically, we make them deck themselves. So we're looking for our Chimes of the Zodiac at this point, so that way we can double all of our actions that we play. More Arcane Focuses, take a Zodiac Divination. Where are my Chimes at? There's only one Chimes, so like sometimes it can take you a little while to find it. Alright, let's go ahead and Wellspring for 5 more here. Sometimes your Chimes is in the last place you look. Okay, opponent got bored of waiting and is conceding. Yeah, I think opponent's kind of playing an aggressive deck, but they're not super fast. I think I'm just gonna lean on the four Lullabies as our win condition here and just hit submit. Waiting to queue, waiting to queue. Do, 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 do. This hand's so close. If we had an Arcane Focus or a Wild Shard, we would snap this off. Having a bunch of accelerations and a Lullaby in the opener is pretty good in this matchup. As this, though, we're just going to have to replace here. Yeah, it'd be greedy to keep that at 7. This hand is not stellar, but I think it's a fine keep. Opponent has a particularly aggressive start that could kill us before we get momentum going, but... So, no plan 2, I assume, means... Huh. So what I'm actually going to do here, we're probably going to need, like, Lullabies ASAP in this matchup. So I'm going to scheme my Lullaby since I hit my scheme early here. It's like put 4 more Lullabies in our deck. They're basically just time walking this matchup. They don't have any way to interact with us other than damage by racing. Speaking of, and again, we're just going to peek now. I don't think I need a Lullaby next turn. Famous last words. I guess they could theoretically kill us next turn. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to hold the Lullaby up there. I'm kind of... Yeah, this is definitely greedy. I wanted to just activate my champion power now, but... Yeah, so they... If they champ power... And... Yeah, well, actually, they only need Wild Shard. Okay, so they can't champ power, so if they have Wild Growth plus Soul of Battle, we die. Yeah, I should have held the Duplicate Duke. Okay. That's sweet technology. So this copies itself at the start of each turn, and... Okay, so which makes the Runeair larger. Okay, so we're basically on the have to Lullaby every turn for the rest of the game plan. So I'm glad I put more Lullabies in my deck. They're going to shift this over to here, I assume, which means this is going to copy itself at the start of every combat. So we'll Lullaby these. That's funny. So Lullabying this means that it lost the text, this goes away at the end of turn. So they're just going to... And it reverts that back. That's hilarious. Their board's going to get very silly very quickly. So I'm not going to champ power just the one Lullaby back into my deck here. Nature's Reigns. Alright, well, I am going to champ power. Since I didn't do that at my end of turn, I am going to champ power the Syzygy and the Lullaby back into my deck here. So at the start of turn, this is going to copy. And he's going to attack with all of them, including the new one that this is going to happen here. That's funny. Oh, Duke, why are you duplicating? Why even Wild Growth? I'm super dead. Alright, we Lullaby again here. And then next turn, so Zodiac Divination makes all of the cards that it draws cost one less. So we can actually Zodiac Divination into Lullaby next turn and be able to play it, because Zodiac Divination will make the Lullaby cost one. Alright. And I am going to champ power this one Lullaby back into my deck here, because we need to draw it. So
Whoa, not cool, dude.
we got 8 Lullabies, 3 draws to find them. Alright, this Arcane Focus is free, so we got 2 more looks. And we're dead. Alright. Do I want Carnasaur? I probably want Carnasaur, don't I? Oh, look, we leveled up. I think I want to jam these in my deck. I think I'm just like trimming a bunch of things. It seems fine. Let's give that a go. Huh. This hand's very good if we just hit a Sapphire. Pretty dead if we don't. Yeah, YOLO. Johnny, I came to the conclusion that it was going to be far too much work for the amount of return that we were going to get for it. Between that and getting too busy with the holidays. The holidays got busy, and then my whole family got sick after the holidays, and then looking at the amount of work that it was going to be to put together 16 decks in paper, it's just a lot of effort. Lullaby's a great draw. Hey, Dyer. Look at that. Never didn't have it. Play this Syzygy out. Play this Arcane Focus. Hey, Chris. You have your Nature Rains? Yep. That's fine. That's double Sapphire. Awkward. I think I'm going to take it still since I have this Oracle Song in my hand. I'm going to put the Focus and the Syzygy back in my deck. We're already through 4 of our wild shards, so I don't really want to stock up on Chlorophyllias because we only have 4 left. I really wish WotC had reasonable digital magic client, then we'd be able to do something like that on there. Let's go ahead and Oracle Song here to start. Maybe hit a Carnasaurus and kill this would be good. We could die next turn, so I'm just going to hold the Lullaby up, I think. Yeah, I'm going to Champ Power these back in. I have no idea, Johnny. Unlike most people who like to build decks and then try and tell you they're the best thing since sliced bread, I'm going to tell you I realistically don't know that that deck is good or not because we've only played, a small number of games with it. I think I'm just cycling this peak here. So, I'm actually going to Lullaby here, I think. Yeah, I'm going to Lullaby here. It sets it back, so that way if I draw a card, I can kill it next turn. And I'm going to get a couple looks at a card. There's Zodiac Divination. Thank you for the cheer, Dan. Another Wild Shard. Awkward. We did keep a bad hand this game, so... Mid-range control deck looks bad against Tron. News at 11. I don't know what else to tell you there. Chompasaur. No, I liked my Syzygy. That's sad. So we're gonna hit for 14 here. Have to hit something we can do next turn. Alright, focus. Focus! I think I'm supposed to objectively Mastery of Time here because this gives us the most draws towards Lullaby. I mean, Infect still exists too to push Drawn into the ground. Carnasaur, not going to do it because this is a 4-3 looking for a Lullaby. Only have 4 of them this time around. Look at that, we hit it. And we hit a Syzygy that draws a card. Sign me up. Hopefully they don't have a way to kill this. They killed our first 2. Nature's Range and this Chompasaur. And the sweet thing about hitting this Lullaby, that means when this attacks, we can draw into a Carnasaur next turn in order to kill it. Hey, Ace. 8 months in a row. Thank you. I honestly just think this deck's well positioned, Ace, and I kind of want to just like ladder up a little bit. It takes a longer time to win games, but I feel like the win rate's probably going to be pretty good with it. Oh, this is a Lullaby that draws a card too? God bless. So... I removed everyone on Hex that I didn't actually know in person on my Hex friends. I just had like 100 different people on there. I couldn't actually like find the people that I needed to message and contact in game. So let's start with Mastery of Time here. Let's go ahead and Oracle Song. Focus, try and find a shard. Focus, focus. If we hit Carnasaur, that still doesn't let us live. We need like double Carn. One cost peak that draws a card. I think I'm actually supposed to take the resource here because lets me activate my champion power. Also, resources are kind of our bottleneck right now, not cards. Definitely putting this Lullaby back into my deck, and I think probably just an Arcane Focus because they're free at this point. So we've played 2 Mastery of Times already, so that means there's 2 left in my deck. We get to take an extra turn after this one. Looking for some Lullabies here. Alright, there's a resource. So this puts me to 6. Or this puts me to 9. This puts me down to 7, up to 8. Yeah, I think I want to thin my deck here for a second. I cut the 4th Syzygy. Is the only change I made. Alright, and there's another Mastery of Time, so let's go ahead and play that. I guess let's Arcane Focus first. Should we just GG it? See, they think they might be dead, where in reality they're not actually close to dead, so I'm not going to tell them they're dead here, because that would be rude. But I'm not going to tell them they're not dead. I mean, hopefully they're dead. I have this Lullaby, so, like, hopefully they're dead, but... This Karn's going to let us gain a little bit of life, too. go ahead and Zodiac Divination here, see what we get. Free peek. I guess I should have done this first because I could have seen another card here. Yeah, I'll take a free peek. Grapple with the brand new Twitch subscription. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. Subs are the absolute best way you can support the stream, so welcome. How does this deck kill the opponent? We kill them with Zodiac Divination. We draw them out. Alright, I'm gonna... There you go, Jake. Alright, so I'm playing this out. Oh, I have a 0-cost Lullaby. Okay, I'm gonna play this one then. I guess I could... Hey. Oh, your show didn't start. There you go. I guess he could theoretically riposte me. I'm gonna Wellspring for 2 here. I'm gonna go ahead and put Zodiac Divination and Wellspring back in my deck at this point. And I'm gonna pass the turn. Sorry for the congestion, still getting over illness. And then playing this Lullaby makes these lullabies, these other lullabies free. Oh, you know what? I could have Wellspringed for 1 more, because even if he ripostes this, these would have become free from the Syzygy. Okay. I added the 4th Zodiac Divination Ace. This is Ali Andrazi's deck. I'm mostly playing it because I hate myself and others. Looking for our chimes so we can start going off at this point. I'll take a Carnasaurus because that means we're not even just dead if we have these. Let's go ahead and play the scheme out. It's not strictly a Turbo Fog deck. Oh, geez. I don't have any Zodiac Divinations in my deck. Okay, well, let's put more Mastery of Times in then, I guess. I need to play another resource then and put Zodiac Divination and Scheme back into my deck then. Crimson Bolt, sure. I'm going to go ahead and peek, see what we find. Looking for chimes here at some point. Oh, I guess we could hit a Mastery of Time, too. You want this? Yeah, I'll take chimes at this point. Play chimes out. Hey, look at that, a focus. Alright, there's a resource left in our deck. This will grab it. I don't think there is, though. Please be Wild Shard left in my deck. There's not a Wild Shard left in my deck. Alright, I have to pass the turn then. You know, I should probably grab a resource. I guaranteed have that for next turn. Yeah. So then I need to put Scheme plus Zodiac Divination into my deck, and I have to find the Scheme before I find the Zodiac Divination. Get the old double Lullaby in here. Alright. And they conceded. Alright, sure. What do you want me to do, bud? Hey, we're Cosmic. Look at that. Cosmic 149. Alright. What does Chimes do? Chimes says whenever you play an action, copy that action. And now, for those of you that are unfamiliar with Hex's ranking system, now that we hit Cosmic, we're ranked 149 in Cosmic. At the end of the season, which is at the end of February, so we got a lot of time to get there, the top 64 players are going to be invited from the ladder to the Cosmic Crown Showdown. For reference, you can't win this matchup. You should probably just concede.
I have been waiting in the queue forever, and then I queue into you.
My wife is sitting on the other side of the room. This is her. And she's playing the Kaigalichu deck, which is the reason why I'm playing this, because it can probably never beat me. Good luck, Godspeed, honey.
Well, you built my deck, so you know what's in it.
God, you even lost the coin flip, too. That was a mistake, babe. You should have won the coin flip. Gotta be on the play to have a chance.
I mean, you could draw nothing but shards.
Hey, armies. Into the cup with the severed heads. Alright, let's go ahead and change course here to start. Do I want this Syzygy? I probably just want the resource, actually. And let's go ahead and champ power and put the Syzygy and others back into my deck here.
You have no idea how to say that word, do you?
Syzygy. It's fine. Said it right.
Syzygy.
Syzygy.
No, you're wrong. Incorrect.
Am I streaming Magic today? We're supposed to get winter storms here tonight, so my group is all remaining in their homes. Look at this adorable Runir Hierophant. It gets a little bit bigger. Look at that. You dealt your first point of damage on turn 3.
Shut up.
You know you missed a shard drop, right? You don't want to do that.
You're not even fun to play with.
There, I'll put these two back in my deck. Pass the turn here. The one thing we got to remember when we're playing this matchup is she has access to 3 Paw of Yazuken, so we want to be careful that we don't play the Chimes until we're ready to go off, because if we give her a turn to... Oh no! Oh no! Subtle Striker! How do we beat a Subtle Striker? I don't know if we can actually beat this card. Game 1. Well, I like a challenge. I'm not actually certain we can beat that.
You don't have transmogs?
No. Actual 0 removal in this deck.
Why? You're playing Sapphire, you should have transmogs. You have counters and verdicts and stuff?
No, of course not. Yep, we do in fact need the cards from the board. Alright, well, we're going to do our best, fam, but we might be bested by this one of Subtle Striker that she has in her main deck. Realistically, there should probably be, like, one Transmog in the main deck. Alright, let's peek here and grab a resource.
All you're doing is drawing cards.
Yes, because drawing cards is the best thing you can do in Hex.
It just feels like cheating.
Let's go ahead and scheme here. I think we're just scheming Zodiac Divination here because we have to try and win raw dogging it. Did we have to save that scheme for post Chimes if we have 8? I guess we could theoretically win. Am I supposed to Mastery of Time again here? I feel like I am. Alright, well that's not good for us.
Do you have mass polys?
Nope.
Are you lying?
Nope.
Do you have in your reserves?
Nope.
Do you have transmog in your reserves?
Nope.
Gosh, what were you thinking?
I mean, I've only lost one match with this deck. Oh god, Fentio. Oh god.
That's not bad for you.
That sounds like a bug that you should report on the forums, Poxon. Look at that little Carnasaur, that little +2/+2 Carnasaur.
You made my Runions bigger.
Bigger for this non-lethal attack. This is 9, 10, 11, 12, right? 9, 10, 11, 12? No blocks.
No lullaby either? Gosh, what were you thinking? What does this do?
What does this do? We got a reader over here, folks. That's our win condition. That's our card that's going to put you in the ground.
Play Mastery of Time again?
Alright, there's a non-zero chance we could win this game.
Do you have another lullaby?
Yeah, I do have another Lullaby. We had it last turn, too. I just didn't want to Lullaby a non-lethal attack. And then we drew the Mastery of Time for the turn, so prepare yourself. How rude. Get double Lullaby, nerd. I don't have a way to gain life either, so this really doesn't matter.
What doesn't matter? You said you have a Mastery of Time though.
Yep.
But you still have to draw something.
Oh man, we drew Chlorophyllia. Let's thin that deck out. Oh yeah. Taste the ramp. Alright, now hopefully this Mastery of Time is good. We need to draw an Oracle Song or a Peak. We need to draw some way to draw cards basically here.
I hope you draw cards that draw cards with your draw cards.
That's what I want to do too. I want to draw cards that draw cards with my draw cards. Alright, come on. Come on, let's see if there's justice. There's no Mass Polydinglers in the deck. Actual 0.
Hi.
Hi, monster. Alright, come on. Come on, Declan Luck. Lucky Declan. Lucky Declan.
He's waving to the internet.
Yay! Change course. Yeah. All right, we'll grab this Zodiac Divination. And remember, we have an extra turn in the bank here. Enjoy your Tarantula Egg. All right, and then... Do I want this Sight of the Sun or do I want more cards? I probably want this Sight of the Sun, actually. So I can have extra resources next... Oh, you know what? She's probably got removal in her hand. That was loose. You have a Hero Fall, honey?
Maybe.
Don't lie to me. I can take it. No, lie to me. Don't do it. Don't do it. Have a heart.
I thought you said you had no health gain.
Oh, no. There's Tarantula Eggs in my deck. Why would I play that? Oh, jeez.
Good hit, baby.
I'm a big dumb stupid.
That's a really good draw.
Yes, it is. You're right. And I should have, and I even played them in the wrong order, so like I could have. Oh, the mistakes that I have made. You're not wrong.
You told me you didn't have life gain in your deck.
I forgot about that card. Do I want the Divination or the Syzygy? Probably the Syzygy.
Syzygy.
Yeah, I'll take the Zodiac Divination. Oh, jeez.
Is Mastery of Time over yet?
No, I have another one.
Ew, this is boring.
This is boring. You can concede at any time. Oh, look. Oh, look. Another Mastery of Time. I get 2 more turns after this one.
God, this is so boring.
Oh, look at that. We drew Wellspring. Any chance of bricking on this? Just turned to none. All right. Let's ramp up here. We got 2 extra turns. Jeez.
Nothing you need is 21 resources.
Hey, look. I'm out of wild shards in my deck. That's so unlucky. All right. We're going to discard this and this. All right. And now we have to try and start winning the game. So how many cards can we draw her here? So remember, all of these cards can target our...
Why are you screaming?
All of these cards here can target our opponent. So we win the game by decking them out. Oh, look, Lullaby. That's a good draw. So each of these Zodiac Divinations represents 6 draws, and the Oracle Songs represent 4. So this is Caleb Van Vactor with the Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. This is 6, 12, 18... 18, and then this is 24, 30,
You draw those cards, baby.
34, 38. Oh, look, she lost the game. Look at that. We're winning through the Subtle Striker. That's how bad this matchup is for her.
Oh, you're making me draw the cards?
Yeah, we're going to make you draw 42 cards, which is how many cards are in your deck conveniently.
That's rude.
It's exactly 42 cards.
Do I get a chance to respond?
Falter Fire with the brand new Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you for the support. I do appreciate it. Welcome, folks. Good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for choosing to spend part of your Sunday here where we battle some Hex TCG. My name is Jeff Hoagland, and this is my Twitch channel where we play all sorts of different competitive card games. Hex, Pokemon, Magic, Eternal, lots of different stuff. We try everything at least once usually. And right now we're playing a really sweet combo deck developed by fellow Hex and Magic player Ali Andrazi. And its win condition is drawing our opponent out of cards. Look at that. All right, look at that. 8 cards left in her deck. Aren't I the nicest husband ever? I let you draw all those cards. This is my wife that we are playing against for reference. If you're enjoying the stream and want to show some support, you can encourage you to use that. Oh, right, I have to take my extra turns here before we pass to her and she draws out. If you're enjoying the content, I encourage you to show a little bit of support by using that follow button there on screen. That doesn't cost you anything, and it helps other people find the channel and support us. If you're really enjoying the content and you want to step it up, we just had a few new Twitch subscribers. Those are the absolute best way you can support the stream. They help support me financially as well as the Twitch infrastructure that we all use. Well then, I'm just going to... I'm going to bring in 2... I'm just going to bring in 1 Carnasaur. What do I want to cut here? Yeah, I'll cut a peak. Yeah, I'll cut the last Zodiac Divination. Let's do that. Another good way, if you are a Hex player and you want to support the stream, there's that Hex Primal ad above the stream there. You can buy cards from them using the code Jeff5. You'll get 5% off of your order, and you'll also support the stream there a little bit with that. Now we get to go to the post-board game here. How are you going to board, hun? How's it going, Rancher? This deck's hilarious, and it's very good against the slower decks. And then our sideboard here, our reserves, they are basically they're just for the Angus matchup. Gankophobia with the 7-month resub. Please make sure. Yeah, we'll probably highlight just this match, in fact. Into the cup with the severed head. The severed heads are so disturbing. I won't say no to Twitch pennies, but the severed head Twitch pennies are rather disturbing. Yeah, Ascent seems fine. Needs a second Sapphire at some point. You probably would have won if you won the coin flip. I did tell you that was your first mistake.
It's not a mistake, dumbass.
Curse of Oblivion is a card that this deck actually never beats, so, you know. Actually, it's probably not even Curse of Oblivion. Relentless Corruption probably gives us a real hard time too, so. Again, waiting on our champion power because we want to maximize our chances of redrawing the cards we put in, so we want to wait till we have 2 cards to put back in there. Immortal Echoes with the 9-month resub, 3/4 of a year. Welcome back, friend. Oh, honey, you didn't change your gems to the right thing. Is Mastery of Time rotating? Yes, it is. Shards of Fate. It's going to rotate. That's free. Oh, no. I don't have any plays. That's so unlucky. Porky Man, stop trying to bust down the gates. Ow! Don't bite me, you little monster. You're a little monster. You're a little monster. Alright, so we'll take a hit for 7 here. Hopefully we will hit something that we can play with like a peak. An Oracle Song would be great. Oracle Song into some resources would be ideal here. I will take an Arcane Focus into some resources. Ding ding. Play that. Play this out. Go ahead and play Scheme on Mastery of Time here. Because who doesn't love taking all the turns? I'll put Scheme, and I'm going to put Chlorophyllia back into my deck for now. Because we are kind of choked on resources. Yeah, this whole deck will cease to exist with... Is Chimes of the Zodiac in this? Steel Intel. Well, I'm glad I put the Scheme right back into my deck. You're a monster, Declan Scott. Ow! Don't bite me. My child is a piranha. Oh, did you hit your mouth trying to bite me? That's why you should put speed and anthem on the rabbit. Alright, let's draw a non-slow shard here. Perfect. Go ahead and Zodiac Divination here. Yeah, we just started getting spoilers for the next set, which will... Hey, look, the Chlorophyllia that draws a card. Alright, and hopefully this is the point in the game where Christy doesn't get another turn. Shard. Alright, sweet. So now we play this, and then we play the Chimes of the Zodiac, and then we activate Sight of the Sun here, and then we play Mastery of Time, which copies itself, and then we draw a bunch of cards. Up to 142. I'm sorry, honey.
Well, it's not fun when I don't even get to play. So.
I know, this deck's...
Are you queuing?
I am.
Well, stop.
Play,
It's freaking late.
play some Limited for a little while.
Did yours queue?
No. Did yours?
Mastery of Time is really poor design. It is. It should be banned in Magic.
It's not banned in Magic. It exists in Magic, in fact, verbatim. There's cards far better than Mastery of Time that exist in Magic in terms of that effect. Some of you guys are cool. Place the Limited today. Yeah, Christie's like 50th on the in Cosmic right now. Yeah, that sounds fine. It needs a wild threshold to get the Chlorophyllia rolling, but the rest of the hand's very reasonable. We've got plenty of selection here. Happy to take that. Okenge ceremony? Sure. Sure. You take your slow time setting up there, friend. Ah, Winter Moon. The very first deck I built in Hex was a Winter Moon deck. I miss those days. It wasn't a Dirtle do-nothing deck like this, but it was Winter Moon. Huh. Another peak. I think I'd rather have the Zodiac Divination. We have another peak and an Oracle Song in our hand already. Ooh, Clobs is good. Gotta grab Wild here. Play Chlorophyllia. Probably put Chloro and Focus back in my deck at this point. Why does the opponent's timer tick down while you resolve your own Arcane Focus, Inquisition, or similar effect? It's one thing. I have no idea. Alright, Runeair are going to kill us mighty quick here, so need to get set up ASAP. Hopefully find a or probably have 2 draws to find a, or 2 turns to find a, I think we're going to play this, and then Oracle Song here. Looking for a Lullaby. Mastery of Time's okay too. I have not heard of Yokai TCG. Alright, so we need a Lullaby for their next attack or we're dead. That's fine. Their deck doesn't have any traditional reach in it like Burn or Fireball or anything like that, so if we hit Lullabies, we should be safe. No, we're not dead, are we? This is 12. No, it's 14, right? Sweet. Another go to 1. Close. We got some looks here. I think I'll take another Mastery of Time as a safety net. Okay, there's another one. So we're gonna get a bunch of draws here. Hey, free will. Let's go and play this. Take another turn. I hate burning our Mastery of Time to just like draw a card, but I think we have to here. And put these back in my deck. Play this Mastery of Time. Play the Shard of Instinct. I'll draw another card here. So we've got 3 more draws off these Masteries, then 3 off the Zodiac Divinations. Hey, there's a Scheme. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and Scheme. I think I'm going to Scheme Lullaby at this point, so that's what we need to find. So we now have 8 Lullabies in the deck. Let's play this and accelerate here. Mastery of Time one more time. I don't really want to put either of those back in the deck, so I'm just going to go ahead and pass the turn here. So we got 4 looks at 8. Alright, this is it. This is for 3 draws of the Lullaby. Arcane Focus gives us redraws. Peak gives us... Look at all those redraws. Alright, focus. Focus. Grab this Change Course. I'm going to play this Syzygy out because it gives us redraws here. I'll put this Focus and this Zodiac Divination back in my deck. Go ahead and Peak, which is we look at 6 cards, looking for a Lullaby. Grab a Lullaby here, perfect. And then we can pass here, and then next turn we have Change Courses and Oracle Song. Now we're looking for, we're looking to set up Chimes of the Zodiac so we can start going here. Hey, Lullaby's not a bad draw. What? Exactly there. We haven't said anything about it. Why should my interest be piqued? Sell me on it. These cost 1, thankfully. Yeah, I think I just want a resource here. Champ Power the Scheme back into my deck at this point. Scheme and free peak. We got 2 more Time Walks here in these Lullabies. Then we got a bunch more draws next turn. Who doesn't love a good draw or 2? Our Lullabies are now free, so we can spend all of our resources too. First Zodiac Divination makes these next 2 cost 2 less. Let's go ahead and Scheme here and put some more Zodiac Divinations into our deck. So looking for Chimes of the Zodiac at this point. Sight of the Sun is an excellent draw. I guess we could get Karned here, theoretically, but we don't actually have any more Mastery of Times in our deck, so this is going to have to be exposed to Karn regardless. bulk cards. I'm not really sure there is a good way to sell bulk cards in Hex. Hopefully the OP is dead. Here's hoping. Oop, almost clicked to my death there. Another Lullaby, Zodiac Divination. Yep. Another Zodiac Divination. Alright, let's put Scheme and a Zodiac Divination back into our deck here. Do I have a peek in here? I don't. Is the Mono Ruby matchup winnable? No idea. Haven't played it. Alright, there's our Chimes with the Zodiac.
Get off him.
Let's go ahead and focus. Grab Oracle Song here. I think we'd like our other copy of Scheme here, which we just hit. So the problem with the burn matchup is that you are making them draw their deck as your win condition. So they're going to draw the burn is basically the TLDR. So now I think we can start drawing them out. Yeah. So now our win condition is making our opponent draw their entire deck. With Zodiac Divinations. Take these cards and like them. You will like these cards. Enjoy cards, opponent. And just when it looks like we are out of Zodiac Divinations, we have to go ahead and peek and look at infinite cards twice. Go ahead and grab this Zodiac Divination that costs negative. So every one of these divinations draws them 6 cards with the Chimes out. One thing that we have to be conscious of in the post-board games is that they're going to have Scorn of Oberon in their deck, which means, unlike this game where I'm, like, drawing him out slowly and, like, then finding more Zodiac Divination and drawing him out a little bit more, I'm going to need to be set up to way draw him out over the top from the beginning. Alright, and then this Zodiac Divination will be lethal. Hope everyone's enjoying this as much as I am. As much as our opponents are. Drawing cards is pretty funny. Yeah, it is. Like, there were Chronic Madnesses and stuff in this deck at one point, but, like, I think it's pretty genius that, like, Ali figured out that, like, your win condition can just be, like, your card that you're playing for velocity. So, yeah, our only actual, like, dedicated win condition card is, like, Chimes, but this, like, helps us get going, too. So, like, our win conditions are all part of the engine, which is sweet. Jacob, let Declan have the playmat.
He likes hearing him scream. He's cackling.
Yeah, sounds okay. It's got a Lullaby, Chlorophyllia, Sight of the Sun in it. Not sure if there'll be cards in his deck post-board or not. Focus on one's a great draw. Gives us a better chance to play Chlorophyllia on 2. Might Singer. Might Singer is on our team. He's going to draw him extra cards. Makes our job easier. This deck is almost... I almost posted a tweet yesterday that this deck is High Tide. I agree. It feels very similar to that. Dread Harvest, sure. Draw a card, draw a card, draw a card, draw a card. Yes! Alright. I'm gonna play this out. If it dies, it dies. If it doesn't die, we might even be able to start comboing as early as next turn. Let's see if he's got cards in his deck still. He does. Okay. Man, we probably would have gone off this turn if we'd lived through that side of the sun. I'm gonna do this. Basically, just use it to accelerate here. Change course. Oracle Song. Shard of Instinct. Yeah, I think we just want to hit resources here, honestly. Need to hold up Lullaby this turn. Because if they make even one wild threshold, they have 9 power to attack us with.
Hey!
Children. Has this deck ever faced a Cosmic Totem? I don't know. Shh. Good night, my sweet prince. Ah, the young seer. Alright, so...
Declan Scott!
Putting these back in. I'm going to go ahead and Peak rather than Zodiac Divination, because Peak lets us find Mastery of Time as a way to see more cards. Focus needs to find another redraw or a Lullaby. Well, that's a redraw. Unfortunately, we're 1 resource short of playing Mastery of Time now. There's a Lullaby. Declan Scott. Maybe taking the resource there is greedy. Yeah, I'm probably supposed to take the change course, actually. That was a little loose. Next turn, we can put Lullaby plus the Arcane Focus that draws a bunch into our deck. And then we have Zodiac Divination to give us redraws to find Lullaby again.
Got the playmat you wanted. That's all you wanted. Come here.
Hey, Mastery of Time it is. Yeah, and I think we're just supposed to, like, play as close to the chest as possible and, like, give ourselves the max number of draws. We're not getting value on this Mastery of Time, but, like, it lets us see one more card.
You just want your playmat and your little xylophone.
Okay, lead on focus, because, again, it lets us find a Mastery of Time here. Okay, and need to find Lullaby in these 3 draws or redraws.
Jake, get us to dead.
Oh, man, are we dead? We're dead, aren't we? Yep. Hey, Jake, you want this? There you go. You know he took your phone, right?
I asked him to give it to you.
Why?
It's dead. It needs to be turned.
Okay. Yeah, again, I think we're just going to go ahead and hit submit. Yeah, it seems fine. It's got a lot of... It's got resources and ways to see more cards. Who doesn't like drawing cards, really? Change course on 2 means we'll have 2 cards in our crypt in order to Winter Moon on 2 right away for max value, which is great. Looking for, like, Chlorophyllia here or Wellspring. I'm just going to grab the extra Sapphire thresholds for now. I'm just going to put these change courses back in my deck. Yeah, it seems fine. Cheap selection to hopefully propel us into more lullabies early. Do you have the turn 2 Clobberdon for the 3rd game in a row? Not going to miss playing against that. Clobberdon will still be legal, but Chlorophyllia and Howling Brave run that, which means you won't be able to turn 2 Clobberdon. Which means it will probably be a fair and balanced card. Yeah, I think I just want to get my acceleration going here. I'm going to Chlorophyllia. And then I'm going to put these 2 back in. I kind of want more acceleration, so I'm happy to redraw that Chlorophyllia, I think, rather than wait and put one of these focuses back in my deck. Snake a Peek for now. Make our peak a little bit better. So, hopefully we have like 2 turns here before we are like under the gun to like need lullabies or to start comboing. Looks like I'm not going to get my wish. Probably going to need Lullaby starting, yeah, starting next turn. We have the Lullaby now, which is good insurance. Plus, we have a Mastery of Time, so like we're okay setting up. We're just looking to develop our resources at this point, I think. This is 10. Yep, we'll go to 5. Chaos Key. Sure. I don't know. Probably Hex, because Hex has cash tournaments I could play from my house. Cash tournaments I can play from home is so huge. So that puts me to 4. This puts me to 5. Yeah, I'm going to Champ Power Focus back into my deck, and then I'm going to Oracle Song, and then we'll pass with Lullaby up. Oh, yeah, I don't think this deck ever beat Jodel. This deck is definitely a metagame deck. I think these wild matchups are probably pretty close to even for this deck. They're, like, kind of mid-rangey, so we have a chance, but they also have aggressive slants. Like, this is This is turn 2 Clobbered 3 games in a row. We beat it one of the games, so we'll see. Chaos Key is basic. It still means we can't pass to him with Chimes up though, Allie. Which is relevant. I'm gonna put Lullaby and Peak in my deck, I think, here. Actually, I kind of want Velocity at this point, so I think I'm gonna put the Oracle Song back in. Let's go ahead and change course, see what we find. Yep, speaking of Velocity, we'll take the Oracle Song. Alright, we got another Lullaby, so we're set up pretty well here. Feeling pretty good about this game. We've got more resources, so we're going to be able to develop plenty here. Got 2 more Time Walks here. This is a Time Walk. This one draw a card? No, neither of these draw cards, that said. We have this Peak, though. We've got our draw steps, so feeling good. Alrighty, look at that. You time them out. If they come back, you get to ban them. Play this. Champ Power, Lullaby, Oracle Song back in. Maybe we're at a point where we want the Peaks now, since we have a kind of a bulk of cards in our hand. Happy to take a Lullaby, play a Peak here. Looking for like Zodiac Divination. Oracle Song that draws infinite cards, also okay. Alright, there's our Chimes. I think I'm just passing the turn here. I guess I could find a Chlorophyllia. Oh no, I can't play the... I could find a Syzygy. Yeah, we'll grab that. And we'll play that out. Do I want to play that out? Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm pass the turn here now. I'm going to bin this extra change course. I want to get to 12 resources so I can play Chimes plus Mastery of Time right away. Get some value. Yeah, that's fine. Syzygy gone. That was my hope. I still think I want to wait till 12 resources to play this, though. Yeah, you can still have Oberons, is exactly correct. So this will put me up to 7 cards. Let's play this out. Peak, great. Another Mastery of Time, sign me up. I'm just going to go ahead and pass the turn here. I guess I could hit a Syzygy here. Yeah, let's do that. Chlorophyllia, sure. Pass the turn here. Oh, forgot to champ power. Sloppy. Sloppy slops. I guess I could wait to do that. Well, I'm gonna have extra turns here, so more of the same. We could theoretically brick off here, but we're gonna get at least 4 looks here. Nope, there's 1 brick. 1 brick, 2 brick, red brick, blue brick. Now let's definitely put Peaks back into our deck. They give us the most looks to be successful. Go ahead and play Chimes, then play Mastery of Time here. So we get 2 extra turns. If he has a Scorn or a Nature's Reign here, he can kill that, but then next turn we can shuffle it back into our deck along with the Peak. Yeah, there's a Scorn. That's fine. We get 2 draws here, and this is going to give us a 3rd draw at a minimum. Cards that draw cards. Alright, that kind of draws cards. Not literally, but figuratively. Let's put this and Peak back into my deck. I'll go ahead and scheme here. I think we're copying Zodiac Divination here. Yeah, I'm just going to copy Divination. I'm just going to pass the turn here. We have one more turn. I want to wait in case we hit Chimes to play this one out. Zodiac Divination, sign me up. Gonna have to be super unfortunate to brick from here. Are there wild shards left in my deck? Survey says. Nope. Alright, yeah, it's just mastery. Alright, let's do this. I'm gonna put the scheme back in my deck. Probably the last peak.
Up. I'm gonna go. Yes, I'm gonna go up. You are not coming with me. I will bring a bottle deck down for you. You're not going up.
Looking to redraw our Chimes of the Zodiac at this point. Peak probably lets us find it. Go ahead and play Peak, which draws us a card when we play it. And then we look at the top 10 cards of our deck because we have 10 Sapphire Thresholds. Grab this here, Chimes of the Zodiac. Play this here, Chimes of the Zodiac. Play this here, Mastery of Time. Do you have another one? Do you have another way to kill this? Hey, Owens. Alright, plenty of extra turns. I think this first Zodiac Divination is targeting us. We need a Syzygy here at some point. Oh, Sight of the Sun will do too. Let's play Sight of the Sun here. Go ahead and peek. Peek will let us look at our whole deck, which is nice. Can grab Syzygy. Can grab Scheme. Can scheme the Zodiac Divination. Scheme it twice. So actually I have to pass to my next turn here. Discard, discard, discard. Grab a bunch of Zodiac Divinations here. So I probably wouldn't mind having the one that draws a card. Let's put some schemes back in my deck. Why is that, Ellie? I mean, scheme on scheme sounds funny. Some hot scheme on scheme action. Oh, I guess we technically want to make sure that we want to play around this card being another way to do this. All right, we'll scheme a scheme. You want to overload the Scorn of Oberon? Okay. Oh, right. Because he's going to draw a bunch of Scorn of Oberons here. Got it. This is the deck that Ollie plays, yep. Got it. Hey, look, another scheme. All right, that should be enough. Look at that. Look at all these Zodiac. Look at all of these choices that we have. Dealer's choice of Zodiac Divinations. scheme one more time here. By one more time, I mean twice more, of course. Look at that, playing around all the Scorn of Oberons. We're combo killing our opponent. So, for people that keep asking how we win the game, this is how we win the game. All of these Zodiac Divinations say target player, so now we start targeting our opponent with these Zodiac Divinations, and this Chimes of the Zodiac doubles all of them, so now we're going to make our opponent draw their deck out, basically. And all of these Zodiac Divinations don't cost us any resources, because Syzygy here lets us make them cheaper. It's definitely a little bit awkward, said Illusion. I feel like its powerful draws make up for its awkward draws. You can see all of these getting cheaper as we play them because of the Syzygies. Yep, there you go, scoring my Chimes. Don't worry, we have a contingency plan. We planned for this. So they killed our Chimes, so they're no longer... You can see our crypt just getting larger here. We've got 60 cards in here already. Yep, 4 Drought Shrine, definitely a good plan. And now when this tells them to draw cards, but they can't, they lose the game. So that is how the deck actually wins when people don't just concede. I don't know why. He's about to nap, right? I mean, you can go after you put him down for nap. We have, this is a basic speed action, so you can't respond to your own Zodiac Divinations, but no, you also cannot hold priority in Hex. Peace, Ollie. What's that lantern? So I think I want at least one way in the board here. I'm going to put... It's possible I even just want this in the main. We talked about a Transmog. I think I'd rather just have a Time Ripple. I think I want a Time Ripple in the main deck. Just to, like, have a way to, like, answer target problem. I'm going to cut the 4th Zodiac Divination, I think. Yeah, he let us combo. People keep asking how we combo. And that's how we combo. Oh no. Oh no, a Winter Moon mirror. Oh god. I hope it's not an actual mirror. That would be awful.
Everybody's playing Winter Moon.
God, I can't even imagine how awful this is about to be if this is a real mirror. How hard is it to play this deck to the full potential? I have no idea. Time out the game. Yep, auto pass initiate. Pretty sure I just want to hit my resources. Actually, this is a neat trick. We get to shuffle this wild shard back into our deck, which means that if we play a Chlorophyllia, it has a chance to play that wild shard and draw us a card. Speaking of Chlorophyllia, focus. Grab Oracle Song. Play this out. I think we're still just looking to develop our resource. I'm going to put the Chlorophyllia and the focus back in our deck. Just resources. Still not sure what variation of Winter Moon our opponent is playing. Alright. Draw some more cards. Alright, flooding a little bit, but opponent doesn't have anything going on, so we can afford to flood a little bit. You want me to clean the kitchen out before tonight? Okay. He pooped. I'm going to Oracle Song, and then we'll Winter Moon these two Oracle Songs back into my deck. Giving you a cold over the internet, yep. Doppelgadget Chimes, that sounds terrifying. Mind Call, okay. Not a strict mirror. Like a poor man Syzygy. Syzygy, however it's pronounced. Oh, geez, are we going to ready with this? Holy crap, are we going off on turn... This is like a turn 5 combo. Alright. Don't mind if I do. Take a couple turns here. I kind of played the Blood Cup. I played the first round and then I dropped. Hit a bad matchup and then just didn't feel like playing. Alright, there's a... Actually, I think I want a Wellspring here. Take a Divination. Looking for like another Mastery of Time here or a Scheme. Syzygy's fine. Let's play this. Play Arcane Focus. Get it copied. Make it 0. Hey, look, a free focus. Again, still looking for... to activate this. And let's play this Wellspring out here, which will ramp us 8. And then we have an extra turn in the bank still, so let's pass the turn. Discard these Lullabies that we don't need. Start our next turn. Let's go ahead and Zodiac Divination ourselves here. Alright, there's another Syzygy. Let's go ahead and Zodiac Divination again here. Maybe I'm supposed to peek, actually. We want Scheme, right? There is at least one wild shard in there. Look at that. All right, we're out of wild shards in our deck. Alright, let's put the Zodiac Divinations back into my deck here. Let's go ahead and peek the first time looking for Scheme. Take this Focus. Peek again, looking for Scheme. Found the Scheme. So now we'll go ahead and we'll Scheme, and we'll copy Zodiac Divination a couple of times. Okay, now let's win the game. So let's Oracle Song ourselves. Play this Syzygy out. Oracle Song ourselves. Hey, look, there's another Mastery of Time. Activate this, get all of our resources back. Play this Mastery of Time, take a couple extra turns. Play this Zodiac Divination targeting you. Play this Zodiac Divination targeting you. This Arcane Focus, draw some more Zodiac Divinations. Take this Mastery of Time. Play this Mastery of Time, because why not? Play this Zodiac Divination targeting you. So the funny thing here, they only have one resource up, but if they have Verdict of the Ancient Kings in their main deck, they can technically Verdict us at some point here, but we should have more than enough Oracle Songs and Zodiac Divinations that won't matter. I mean, we could theoretically deck a Jankbot deck. Just gonna have to work for it. You'd have to scheme your scheme like we did last game against the Wild deck. This is basically the Hex version of High Tide. Zodiac Divination makes the cards they draw cost one less, so if they drew a Verdict of the Ancient Kings, it would cost one. So scheme your scheme for the hot scheme on scheme action. I wonder if I want to put one threat in my deck. So that way I have an alternate win condition. That doesn't seem like the worst idea. No one wanted to watch or listen to me below my nose, right? Yeah, I'm not going to do that. They probably leaving in Transmog for Sight of the Sun, honestly. After how much work the card did that game. Seems fine. I'm going to take another Focus here rather than the Syzygy, because we can play the Slow Shard for Wild next turn and then play Arcane Focus again and then chant Power both the Arcane Focuses back into our deck. Drax with the bomb-like cheer. Into the cup it goes. Get those severed heads all over the place. Hex have any infinite combos or loops? I don't believe so. I think there's something in PvE that goes theoretically infinite.
That one's in script. I'm leaving.
Okay, love you. You have your wallet?
I have my credit card.
There. Good enough. If I Oracle Song, I have to discard here. I think that's fine.
Are the keys on the desk?
Don't see them. What am I discarding here? Probably just the Slow Shard. So this Mind Call card they keep playing takes 2 cards in their hand and reduces their cost by 1. So I wonder what they're building up towards here. They might be playing some kind of combo thing as well. Play Syzygy out here, play this. I've been playing a lot of decks on Pokemon TCG Online. If you check my YouTube link, which is in the stream information, you can find all of my archives there on my YouTube channel, and all of the deck lists for the deck I'm playing in the archive is underneath the video, card for card. I never feel bad about asking Pokemon or Hex or Magic questions during other streams. We play lots of different games here, and we often answer questions about other ones while we're playing. All the free peaks. Alright, just pass the turn for now, I think. Yeah, I guess I might find like a focus I want to play. Alright, I'll take a Master of Time. Next turn we can Wellspring for a bunch. See ya, babe. I have a feeling I don't need to play around interaction out of my opponent. It feels like they're just playing a combo deck as well. I guess we'll see. They have interaction. They're probably definitely saving it for the Chimes. You coming here and see Dad? Can you push this back? Oh, bless you. Oh, they are a Mastery of Time deck as well. Okay. All the best combos involve Mastery of Time, right? Okay. Again, would not be surprised if we get combo killed here. I'm assuming this is going to allow them to play through their deck now. So this makes all of their actions cost 2 less. And this says whenever you play an action, draw a card. So probably going to see them combo here, whatever their combo kill is. Again, not quite sure what they're doing, so we'll at least wait and see what their win con is. This draw is an optional, and the draw from Wintermoon isn't optional, so there's a world where they dex themselves if they're doing this wrong. They have Verdict of the Ancient Kings, that's good to know. Song of the Sun, okay?
One night, Henry and Gordon were alone with James. Although Sir Topham Hatt was beginning to think well of him, whenever a chance came, the other engines would talk of nothing but bootlaces. Remember when they had to use a bootlace to get you out of trouble, James? They would tease. James tried to get back by talking about Henry.
This is so boring. He just wins by attacking?
Got stuck on a hill.
That's good to know, I guess. We can just hold up Lullaby. I guess they're probably taking a lot of turns. Maybe we should board the Lullabies out, actually.
Fine, strong engine like me has something to talk about. I'm the only engine who can pull the express. When I'm not there, they need two engines. Think of that.
Alright. So we know we die. Yeah, I'm going to board the Lullabies out, I think. Do I have anything to bring in, really, though? I don't. Alright, I'm a liar. Let's just combo before they do. They do.
Wake up, James, said Gordon next morning. It's time for the express. What are you doing? Odd jobs? Oh, well, we all have to begin somewhere, don't we? Run along and get my coaches. Don't be late.
This was a single Sapphire I'd keep.
They were all shining with new paint.
Yeah, it sounds fine. Chlorophyllia into Oracle Song.
Smoothly into the station singing happily. We're going away! We're going away! I wish I were going with you, said James. I should love to pull the express and go flying along the line. Gordon, with much noise and blowing of steam, got ready to back onto the train.
So, tracks. The problem with that is that Psychic Ascension doesn't work when your actions cost 0.
And as soon as they heard the conductor's whistle, Gordon started. Look at me now, he puffed, and the coaches glided after him. Goodbye, little James. See you tomorrow. James watched the train disappear and then went back to work. He pushed some freight cars into their proper sidings and went to fetch the coaches for another train. James had just brought the coaches to the platform when he heard a mournful noise.
We didn't see any monks last game. I think he's just, like, using Mind Call to make his Empower troops cost less.
Hello, Gordon. Is it tomorrow?
That's what he did last game, at least.
Let off steam feebly. Did you lose your way, Gordon? No, it was lost for me. I was switched off the main line onto the loop. I had to go all
Gas up to 7. Ooh, had a free verdict. Sure.
It was instinct, said James. All the passengers were shouting at the ticket window. We want our money back. Sir Topham Hatt climbed onto a cart and blew the conductor's whistle so loudly that they all stopped to look
How many verdicts is on? We only saw one last game. Ooh, scheme?
at the train at once. Gordon can't do it. Will you pull it for us, James? Yes, sir. I'll try. So James was coupled on and everyone got in. Do your best, James, said Sir Topham Hatt. Come along, puffed James. You're pulling us well. You're pulling us
With
well.
those in for now.
Hurry, puffed James.
It is classic old Thomas. Hopefully my video doesn't get flagged for classic old Thomas here, kiddo. Just gonna turn the volume down a little bit, okay? So we don't get too much classic old Thomas over the microphone.
And they soon reached the station. Everyone said thank you to James, and Sir Topham Hatt was very
Jake's a bit of a train buff. He likes him some trains. Run this into a Verdict of the Ancient Kings. That's sad. Psychic Ascension, sure. Just gonna burn this now and hopefully find a card that draws cards here. Alright, what's the start? It's a race to counter magic and cards that draw cards here, I assume. That's pretty good. So all other actions cost 2 less now. Sabotage. We got booby traps in our deck. All right. And not a whole lot else. All right, 11 resources. So 10 resources left in our deck. Most of our cards that aren't resources draw cards at this point. So in some way, shape, or form. Double peak. Yep. Scale of 1 to dead, sliding thoroughly towards the dead side of the scale here. Yeah, you think so? Daddy's combo deck is dying, Jake. Allie's combo deck is worse than this crappy combo deck. Say, Uncle Allie, why is your combo deck worse, Uncle Allie? Why? The classic empowered Primal Dawn. Alright, well, if he doesn't have a verdict, we can live a turn. Almost certainly dead at this point. Alright, let's queue up one more. 139. Man, what a brutal up and down. I would just like to say good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for choosing to spend part of your Sunday here with us while we battle some Hex TCG. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a professional gamer of sorts. Here on this channel, we play all sorts of different card games. Magic, Hex, Pokemon, Eternal, Nova Blitz. We try everything at least once that piques my interest. If you're enjoying the content, I encourage you to show a little bit of support by using that follow button there on screen. That doesn't cost you anything and it helps support the channel. If you're really enjoying the content, you can do what Gorgalicious just did right there. Thank you very much for the new subscription. Subscriptions are the absolute best way you can show your support for the channel. They help support me personally as well as the Twitch infrastructure that we all enjoy every day. If you're interested in seeing more of my content, my YouTube channel is linked in the stream information. You can click on there to find archives of every stream I've ever done. They're broken up by game, by deck, by format, so you can watch just the content that you care about without having to cut through any of the extra. You making train noises? Choo-choo. Yeah, sounds sweet. Ooh, Howling Brave. It's a fast start. I think we're just going to go Syzygy here. And then next turn we can go Wild Focus. And then Champ Power the free focuses back into my deck. Yeah, man, Might Singer, that's fine. We'd much rather see a Might Singer than a Rabbit on 2, because Rabbit on 2 kills a lot faster than Might Singer on 2 does. I was just about to say we're looking to draw some acceleration at this point, and that's exactly what we picked up. Lullaby is great. Would like to draw some resources here. Put both those back into our deck so we can draw them later, hopefully. Apologies for my small coughs and snorts. I try to mute the microphone, but I'm missing it sometimes. Tail end of an illness. Turn 4, 7/7 Might Singer is very good. Oh, geez. Turn 4, 2 7/7 Might Singers. All right, well. And just like that, we are under the guns. This is their absolute best start. Let's go ahead and Chlorophyllia here. We redrew one of our focuses that draws extra cards right away, so that's good for us at least. I'll take a Zodiac Divination at this point. Put these back into my deck, and like we are under the gun immediately. Have to start Lullabying. Both of these are going to turn into 7/7s next turn because they have 5 wild thresholds. That's exactly 17 points of damage. Casual turn... Is it turn 4 or turn 3 kill? I played a Chlorophyllia, so I've had 3 turns, so they were on the play. This is their turn 4. They'd have lethal if I didn't have this Lullaby. That's gross. Alright, then we have these Mastery of Times here to hopefully help us draw some more Lullabies. Sure, we've got another troop that adds to your very lethal board. Hey. Let's focus a little bit here. This is one we shuffled in twice already, so it draws 2 extra cards. Let's look at the next 2. Grab a Chlorophyllia here. That's great. Being able to Chlorophyllia here is good because it means we're doing something instead of just Mastery Time with our turn. It also means we can Champ Power this turn and get this extra Lullaby and this free focus into our deck ASAP. Give us more cards that we're looking to draw, basically. So this turn I can lead on Oracle Song since this Mastery of Time is cheaper. Thanks to Syzygy. Can go ahead and play this Chlorophyllia out, which draws us a card. And then I can play this Slow Shard and then Mastery of Time again. So we got to accelerate a good bit here. Do I want to put any of these cards back into my deck? If I hit this, it's a free double draw. Probably don't mind hitting this Oracle Song either, especially since I have one here and I can Syzygy to make it cheaper. So let's Mastery of Time again. So we need one of our 4 Lullabies or another one of our Mastery of Times. Masteries currently cost 3. There's a Lullaby. Let's go ahead and Zodiac Divination, get some more velocity going here. Hitting this Lullaby hopefully means we're in the clear to win this game, unless we run exceptionally unlucky from here on out. Wellspring's a pretty good hit. Do not mind picking up... I'm going to pick up Peak. Peak gives us the best chance to hit another Lullaby here at some point. I'm just going to go ahead and pass the turn and discard a Wild Shard. We'll Lullaby on their turn and then Peak at their end step. And then on our turn, we can Champ Power the Lullaby back into our deck along with this Super Focus. My opponent said turn 1 Syzygy seems pretty important in this deck. I don't actually think it is that important. I was commenting back that it's pretty important when they have fast 7/7s. Their good start demands a good start from me, basically. Hey, look, they're drawing cards. They don't know that our win condition is decking them, so draw away. Not that they have an option to draw. This draw is automatic. Now all of our lullabies are free. Yeah, I'll take another Zodiac Divination. Gives us a lot of looks at cards here. Gonna change course at end step as well. Makes our change courses free. Looking for a Mastery of Time. Sign me up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to Mastery of Time and then Wellspring. That gives us more resources to work with the following turn. There's a free Lullaby. Okay, so probably winning this game at this point. I'm going to go ahead and put Peak and Zodiac Divination back in my deck now. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and ramp for 3 here. So we're up to 13 resources. That means we'll be able to just do a whole bunch of stuff on our next turn. Here's a change course that's not quite free yet. Zodiac Divination, see what we find. Another Mastery of Time. Let's go ahead and scheme. Oh, you know what? I probably should have changed course before I schemed here. Let's copy Zodiac Divination. I'm going to change course. Looking for Chimes of the Zodiac at this point. I almost feel like I want to say to my opponent, you'll die at some point, I promise. They might even technically get another turn, but this Lullaby makes their turn not do anything. Another Lullaby. I'll grab the Sight of the Sun for now. Might be useful. I guess there's theoretically a world where we can brick here. We got so many Zodiac Divinations in our deck, though. Peak. Yep, sign me up. This draws a card, right? Yeah. Alright, I'm going to take the Chimes. I'll go ahead and pass the turn here. And then next turn we can play Chimes, play Mastery for 2 extra turns, and then proceed to combo from there. Sure, you have a rune here. They're making their cards very large, but it doesn't matter because we're just going to Lullaby here. Have to wait until they attack to Lullaby. Hey, look, a free peak. All right, sweet. So that peak should almost basically ensure that they're dead this game. There's a non-zero chance that we brick off before that, but almost certainly just going to build them out now. Two peaks, which is 4 peaks with this. So now let's put this peak and this scheme back in my deck. And now we'll go ahead. Punt Count Infinity with the 8-month resub. Thank you for the continued support. I really do appreciate it. Welcome back. Go ahead and grab... I'm looking for Scheme at this point. I think we're just taking Zodiac Divinations, though, honestly. Opponent said GG. I agree. They are dead. When they say GG and then don't actually concede. That's fine. I like clicking through this. Guess we can find out there's still a Wild Shard in our deck. That's fair. He just asked about the win condition. I'm like, I'm gonna mill you out with Divination. Just like, let's be honest here. If you're gonna sit around for half a second, that's what you're gonna see. I'll put these schemes back in my deck for now. I get 3 cards, you get 3 cards. All right, can I just start doing all you? This is 6, that's 25. This is 18, so that's 7. So yeah, these are lethal here in hand. I don't normally use the chat feature when I play matches, but I feel like I almost owe it to my opponents if they're willing to chat while I'm playing something as noxious as this to chat with them. And let me just double check here. So this is going to put them to 13 cards, and this will put them to 7 cards, and this will put them to 3, and this will kill them. Yeah. Extra Oracle Song for good measure, just in case. And look at that. I clicked that entire combo, still have more time on my clock than our opponent. Again, not playing Angus, just hit submit. We get to take a bunch of extra turns, and then we get to draw a bunch of extra cards, then we kill our opponent by letting them draw cards, because we're just a nice person. It's only fair. Yep, it just balances out. In the end, they draw almost as many cards, probably more than we do. We comboed her 2 games in a row. That matchup's pretty bad for the Kaigalichu deck. Kaigalichu deck is just not quite aggressive enough. She misboarded in the second game, didn't swap her gems correctly, but I don't think having the correct gems would have allowed her to win the second game anyway, so... This end's okay. Not super exciting, but fine. It's got plenty of setup. Mostly what I'm looking for in opening hands are either acceleration or the ability to start Winter Mooning on the second turn, and this hand can Winter Moon on the second turn, so change course means we can... Originally I was just going to focus into just a cycle peak, but change course lets us Winter Moon even better. Grab the non-slow shard since we have all of our thresholds. My opponent said they have a good start again, and they are not lying. Alrighty. Yep, Chlorophyllia is the type of card we need to be able to win a game like this. Let's put... Yeah, I'm going to put the Wild Shard back into my deck, because again, this Chlorophyllia could theoretically hit that Wild Shard and draw me a card. Pisney, which standard? I've been playing a lot of different games, and they all have standard formats. Don't have another wild threshold. Don't have another wild threshold. All right, sweet. So we're taking 13 here, and he's got 8. Do I need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? Wow, almost certainly dead next turn, but not really anything we can do about it. So. They weren't kidding about having a good start again. Oh, I have no idea. I'm not playing Magic standard format. Alright, that should be lethal. That's 11. They have another... Don't tell me you draw Chlorophyllia. This is 10, 11. Okay, that's fine. Alright. No, wait, that's lethal, right? This is 8, 12. This is exactly 13? I can't count. That's 12. God bless. Alright. Hashtag not dead yet. We're mostly dead, but we're not dead yet. Looking for lullabies and mastery of times. Thought you would lullaby. Nope. Why would I lullaby a non-lethal attack? Even if I had lullaby there, I wouldn't have played it. I would have sat down and counted and figured out that it wasn't lethal, and then I wouldn't have lullabied. Because you only want to lullaby lethal attacks. This is a resource that you have a finite amount of. If they don't have reach in their deck like Angus and Fireballs and stuff like that, always lullaby when it's lethal and not before. So next turn, we can Chlorophyllia, Oracle Song, and Lullaby, so we get to see a lot of cards, and we get to accelerate a little bit here. The goal here is to Chimes plus something else in a turn, hopefully. All right, well, I'm glad that worked out for us then. So, Chlorophyllia is going to put me down to 3, up to 4. This will put me up to 5, so I can Chlorophyllia, Oracle Song, Lullaby. Alternatively, I can Syzygy Oracle Song. I think I'd like to Syzygy Oracle Song. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I just want to get my Syzygy going. Lullaby is fog, plus it reverts all of the troops that... Alright, well, we've got some acceleration for next turn. And the question is, will we get a next turn? Oh, we definitely get a next turn, I guess. Will we get a turn after that for the acceleration to matter, I guess, is the question. Oh my god, I could triple Chloro and hold Lullaby. Crap, you're right. I guess these are still free to play next turn too, right? So it doesn't matter. Because this one costs 2, then this one costs 1, then this is... No, that doesn't work. Yeah, the revert's very important. It's not really important for this deck, it's important for other decks. Alright, so we got 2 draws here. We have our draw step plus the draw on this Chlorophyllia. And then I guess we put a Wild Shard back into our deck with a draw on it this game. So one of these 3 Chlorophyllias could theoretically hit the Wild Shard that draws us a card. So hopefully we get 3 looks at a way to survive here. And Peak gives us a lot of looks at a way to survive. So let's play this. Hey, there's a Mastery of Time. And there's the Wild Shard that draws a card. I'm just going to be conservative in Mastery of Time right off the bat here. Hopefully we can stabilize and then win this game. They don't have any resources this turn, so hopefully this is the turn we're going to be able to go off. Let's put this in here and put this in here. There should still be Wild Shards in my deck, so let's do this. Famous last words. Yeah, okay, sweet. So we do that, and then we can do this, which is free, which nets us a resource, actually. And then let's play Arcane Focus. There's another Lullaby. Okay, sweet. So we are super de-duper stabilized. We should have the game locked from here. Let's go ahead and put this free Focus in my deck and put this free Chlorophyllia that draws 2 cards in my deck. Play this out. Do I want to Peak or do I just want to Chimes? I think I actually just want to Chimes here. And then, yeah, I'll Peak now. Might as well. This Lullaby only costs 1. Another Mastery of Time. Alright, so I would have hit that. Let's take that for now, because it's more looks at stuff. There's a Super Focus. Let's go ahead and play the Focus now while we guarantee to have this Chimes. Another Syzygy. I'm going to hold this Syzygy in my hand in case they have a Grove Warden. I don't want to lose all 3 of these if they have a Grove Warden. If they have a Grove Warden, we might actually have a hard time winning this game. Maybe I should have waited on that. Oh, I picked the wrong Focus. Yeah, you're right, I did. I hate that. It rearranges them. So you click to look at it and it shows you them, and then when you click OK and then go to pick them, it switches the sides that they're on. And I don't know why it does that, but it's always done that. And it's been a long time since I've played a deck where that was relevant. So I'm down a card here. He's saying, does he Balthazar? I mean, if he Balthazars, it makes our life a lot easier. If he Balthazars, we can probably win without the Chimes. They only got 19 cards in their deck now. God bless you. I don't think Balthazar's a card you leave in your deck post-board against me. Wow, that only made 1 resource. There's only 1 card that costs 5 or more in hand? I guess Puck's not very good in this deck. It's probably a random. If we get to ready with both of these, we're almost certainly winning the game. If we don't get to ready with both of these, we're still likely winning the game next turn. Yeah, but like, Elcry, the thing is here, I'm pretty sure him drawing 18 card means I win without Chimes. I'm pretty sure I don't need the Chimes to win if he's drawing that many cards. Oh, yeah, you're right. No, the puck wasn't created. Yeah, because this has a created line and this has a created line. You have a pesky Pipit. Enjoy. So he's going to get a random squirrel at the end of every turn. The old double lullaby for good measure. Alright, now to finish taking all of the turns. You got a 6/6 Squirrel Titan here. He has to discard a bunch of cards. And unless we are super, super unfortunate, we will win the game this turn. Well, technically not this turn, but in this cycle of turns that we're about to take with this Mastery of Time and all these other cards we're about to see. My opponent talked about having so many great draws, I told them that we're about to give them some more great draws. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock goes the Mastery of Time clock. And I'm pretty sure this first Zodiac Divination, both halves of this have to target us. He's only at 19 cards, but we don't have that much going on. Oh, and I can't play this. I'm an idiot. Alright, well. You got some more extra turns at least. Let's check if there's any wild shards left in our deck. I think we have a couple here. I'll start first of our next four extra turns. Play Sight of the Sun here. Play this. Champ Power. 2 Zodiac Divinations back into my deck. I'm going to Wellspring for infinite here, so resources are never going to be an issue for the rest of the game. So this copies, so we get 12 extra resources. Then we'll start our second of 4 extra turns. Because Sight costs 3 and we only had 2 resources at the end of that turn. It's fine. We have plenty of turns. I can probably be as sloppy as I want from here on out. Yeah, especially with that draw. So we have 4 peaks here. Looking for our scheme at this point. So, peak, looking for a scheme. There's a scheme. Take Mastery of Time for good measure. Scheme our Zodiac Divination. Alright, play this. Now we just have to find our Zodiac Divination so we can draw them out. Alright, and there's 1, 2, 3 of those, plus a Oracle Song, so this will draw our opponent out of the game. We could obviously go way deeper and spend a lot more time dirtling around, but the game is actually over, so why do that? this is going to be my last match for the day, folks. I appreciate everyone hanging out. I got to get some work done around the house. I broke into Cosmic, which was my goal. We played a few matches after that to pad up. I'm going to be hitting the ladder hard these next couple of weeks to try and get into Cosmic before trying to get top 64 before the season rotates. One, two, three. What a nice number to end on. All right, I'm gonna give a host to the other person that's streaming Hex, and I will. We'll catch y'all later. I will be on tomorrow afternoon for sure. I've got friends coming over tonight, so won't be on again today. But tomorrow afternoon for my normal Hex TCG afternoon stream. Peace.